How do you fucking switch this?
You're watching Homebrew, hosted by Big Secu at secu.com.
Hi, how's it going? It's me, Big Secu, coming at you from Scotland. So, this is a bit of a surprise video, isn't it? So I decided just to make a video. Not done one for a very long time now. Must be about a year maybe? Something like that. So what's happened in the meantime since you saw me last? Well, I've moved house. Here I am in my new kitchen. It's a nice detached 4-bedroom house. It's got 3 bathrooms, utility room, big garden, and crucially it's got a garage as well. And the garage I'm going to convert into my brewery. So at the minute it's actually full of stuff from moving, like boxes and lawnmowers and, you know, all sorts of jazz like that. But I have actually done one brew so far in my new garage. It's an American Pale Ale, I called it. So here it is here. Now what did I put in this? Let's see. I actually used a hop shot for this because I had it. I've had it for so long. I've still got some too. These have been in my fridge for bloody hell, I don't know how long. But if you've never seen one before, this is a hop shot, and essentially it is carbon dioxide extracted hop oils, which have then been put into a syringe. And the idea is that you use this instead of mainly bittering hops. It's not really designed for flavouring and aroma. But you stick that in some hot water to loosen it up, because essentially it's like it goes solid unless you heat it. Put it in a cup of boiling water and then it goes nice and liquid, and then you just spray in as much as you want into your boiling water. So I used that, and I used some Atanum hops as well, and made that delicious beer. So there you are. It's the inaugural brew, and we'll be having a look at that in just a moment. But do you remember way back when I made a white wine? There was an episode of experimental brewing called Dry Hopped White Wine, and I made it, and then at the end I tasted some of it and I said, oh, I'll probably put that away for a year. As it turns out, I've actually had it for 3 years now. So I thought I'll put it away for a year. Doesn't time fly? Eh? What? So 3 years, it's now vintage. 3 years vintage. And I've not tried it, so now I'm going to open a bottle of it. I've got it in the fridge, and we'll see what it's like. The interesting thing about this wine is that if you saw the original video, and I've put a link down to that in the description, you can go and watch that. At the end of that video you'll see this wine was pretty crystal clear, and it's been sitting for 3 years. But when you chill this wine, it actually becomes rather opaque. Now, I strongly suspect that's because of the hop proteins that are in it. Because it was fined and it's been chilled for 3 years in storage, but when you chill it, it goes opaque. Pretty much opaque. Now, the reason I chilled it is because I don't know at what temperature one is supposed to serve a hopped wine. I mean, technically it was white grape juice, so you would chill a white wine. But then, do you chill a hopped wine? I have no idea. So I did. So let's break into some of this 3-year-old dry hopped white wine, which I believe was about 9% alcohol, and we'll see what I like. Well, that's not a brilliant seal, I have to say. But it smells okay. So let's give it a wee pour. There we go. Whew. Hope this is okay. Because that cork seal didn't seem particularly brilliant. I don't smell any mold. So, here we go. Here's the dry hopped white wine. Now, I've never made mead before, but I have bought it from an abbey, I believe it was, near Inverness in Scotland. For some reason it reminds me of that. It smells like honey. It smells like honey, that's all I can really say is, I'm not really getting much hops from it. It smells like it's made of honey. Okay, so, chin chin, let's see what it's like. Hopefully it's not rank. Okay. There's a tartness to it, a mild acidity. Still, the taste reminds me of the mead that I bought years ago. The flavour, it's like you can detect the hops are in there, but they don't taste like hops. Not sure if this would be better served at room temperature, to be honest. You know, it's not something that I would really want to sit and enjoy a glass of, to be honest. But it's not unpleasant. It's probably an acquired taste. I don't honestly remember what it tasted like back in 2013 when I made it, but I do suspect it tastes quite different. Well, there we are. Not a rave review, certainly, but it was just an experiment. Fuck hell. Chin chin. Delicioso. Right, so here's my pale ale. I called it an American pale ale because I could call it anything I like. So into this I put pale malt, base malt, there was a little bit of wheat malt, some special B. I think that was it actually. It was pretty basic. One of those hop shots into the boil, and then some Atarum. I don't know how much, probably like maybe 100 grams, 4 ounces, something like that, a bit more. Because I'm using brew in the bag system, you pour it into the no-chill cube. Pardon me if you aren't familiar with that. But I will cover that in future videos because I'm going to start doing videos again. I'm probably going to manage about one a month. But I'm going to start doing them again, okay? And I need to do an all grain brewing video. Anyway, I digress. When you're brewing in a bag, you move the hop schedule down, so pretty much anything you would stick in at the last 15-20 minutes of the boil, you shove that into the no-chill cube, and then you can paint, strain or bag it to take all that out when you put it into your fermentation vessel. Anyway, here we are. So this is my pale ale. Here's the pour. Gentle pour. We'll start to see a bit of yeast going in there, so we'll leave a little bit in the bottom. So there we go, that's the clarity on it, although I think I got a little bit of yeast from the bottom. But still not bad, not bad. So, it's got pretty decent head retention. I think the wheat malt might have something to do with that. Not an expert by any means, but some of you will be able to tell me. And it's pretty damn delicious for me. Yeah, I didn't call it an IPA. I wasn't setting out to make an IPA. I'm not sure I could really call it an IPA, but it's pretty decent. It's pretty hoppy. If you've ever had Brooklyn East IPA, which is an American brewery that has done an IPA that's a kind of a soup-top version of a British IPA, because British IPAs aren't as hoppy as American IPAs, it tastes a bit like Brooklyn East IPA, that level of hoppiness, rather. I'm not claiming to have made a beer as good as a professional brewery, but it's pretty damn decent. So what have I been up to other than moving house? Well, not a lot, to be honest, or a lot, depending on your perspective. I think I had a lot of problems going on associated with where I was living. And me and Mrs. Secu feel a lot happier now that we've moved house. Not going to name any names, but there was a person living in proximity to us in our old place that caused us a lot of problems. And impacted on our quality of life, I suppose you could say. But I hold no grudges. I am just glad that we are now here in this beautiful house. It's only 3 years old. And the people that live around us are all very nice. We've met them all and they're lovely people. Something else that I'm drinking tonight is vodka. Now, I never used to really go for vodka, but I have over the last few years, because if you can get a good quality vodka, it's tasty stuff. I advocate drinking vodka from the freezer and neat. But to do that, you have to have a really good quality vodka. Now, Big Secu's tip of this video is what kind of vodka. So here we go. This is Lidl vodka, or Lidl, I don't know how you say it, but they're everywhere, they're even in the States. I don't know if you could buy this particular product in the States, but this is Lidl vodka, and it's called Putinov. Now, Putinov, don't know if you can see that, is a platinum, 100% pure grain spirit. Partly it's oxygenated, not entirely sure how that makes it better or how that works, but it's 5 times quintuple distilled. 5 times distilled. Now, I used to buy Russian standard vodka, which in my opinion was the best of vodkas, at least within my price range. But I now buy this. This is less than £10 for a bottle. It is only a 500ml bottle, but you're getting some really decent vodka out of Lidl. Crazy stuff. This thing's won taste tests. It's beaten Grey Goose. So if you haven't tried that and you like vodka, go and check it out. And also, if you've never tried it, straight from the freezer, neat. Give that a shot as well. I know you'd be like, oh no, but it'll burn my throat going down. It won't. Promise. Look how thick this sucker is. And see that? It's almost gloopy. But it won't freeze, because alcohol has a far lower freezing temperature than water, and it's 40% alcohol. So there we go, I'm double-fisted. Double-fisted. I'd like to say hello to Harry Brew 69, Brewmaster Ben, Uncle Jonah, Grant Baker, can't remember what his YouTube name is, sorry Grant. I'd like to say hello to Tiny, g'day mate, Chubby Glutton Brew, Bobby Meyer. I'm probably going to miss out loads of people, but I'd like to say I'm back. And Harry, you took the #1 spot for quite a while, mate. I'm going to have to take it back.